One of my top priorities as mayor has been elevating the profile of Philadelphia on the national and international scene, attracting investment and new jobs to our city. Selling Philadelphia is not a tough job. People want to be here, and when they arrive, they see what we have to offer. They find a city virtually unlike any other in the United States of America. A city growing in population for the first time in 60 years in the 2010 census, grew again in 2011, again in 2012, again in 2013, and we expect the same in 2014. Philadelphia is home to the fastest growing millennial population of any of the top 10 cities in the United States of America, which we highlighted in October as being the first ever Forbes 30 Under 30 conference host city. And one of the reasons for that is because of the great education that young people get here at Penn or at one of our other 100 colleges and universities in the tri-state area. We educate about 400,000 young people in our region with 5 medical schools in the city. 1 out of every 5 doctors in the United States of America will do some part of his or her training in this city during their career. It's a city that's increasingly on the map as one of America's fastest growing startup cities and most dynamic corporate headquarters cities. In a city with incredible diversity, with virtually every community in the world represented, but more importantly, welcomed warmly. And across the city, development is booming to accommodate demand, with $8.5 billion of projects either completed since January of 2013, under construction right now, or already announced. That's no coincidence. The City of Philadelphia is engaged in a variety of efforts and programs to support the transformation of our great city. We created, and the President mentioned, Startup PHL, an initiative over in our Commerce Department in partnership with PIDC to provide seed-stage capital funding to support Philadelphia-based startups and to strengthen the entrepreneurial environment. It bears noting that the manager of those funds, First Round Capital's Josh Koppelman, moved his business into Philadelphia in the original Urban Outfitters site over on Locust Street. Josh, of course, is a Penn alum. We launched Fast Forward out of the Mayor's Office of New Urban Mechanics, a new procurement process that allows entrepreneurs to respond to city RFPs and help generate private sector solutions to tough public policy challenges. Fast Forward was honored as a 2012-2013 Bloomberg Philanthropies Mayor's Challenge winner. For our application, we received $1 million from the Bloomberg Foundation, Bloomberg Philanthropies. We partnered with the Community College of Philadelphia to present the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Initiative, a program to provide practical business education to entrepreneurs to help them grow their businesses, access capital, and to network between and among themselves and the now over 100 graduates of that program. We're doing a lot, but we can't do it alone. Just as we partner with PIDC, Goldman Sachs, and Community College, we rely on our partnership with Penn to move our city forward. Our ability to attract young people and investment is due in large part to the great work being done right here at the University of Pennsylvania. Penn, second highest recipient of National Institute of Health grant funding, spurring research and innovation as the city's largest non-government employer, especially in the education and medicine sectors. Penn has one of the world's leading business schools that produces graduates who build companies worth billions of dollars. And we hope to encourage more of these business creators to stay, of course, right here in Philadelphia after graduation. It bears noting, as a report came out, I think not too long ago, indicating that Penn had the largest number of billionaires who are graduates of the university. I was not on that list, let me assure you, but I'm working on it. And now, of course, the creation of the Penn Center for Innovation, which helps us to translate Penn's discoveries and ideas into new products and businesses by facilitating connections between and among Penn and many parts of the private sector. The Center for Innovation is truly exciting because through this renewed focus on commercializing ideas and discoveries, Penn will in fact spur the creation of companies and jobs and attract even more investment to our city. I point your attention just to today's commentary section in the Philadelphia Inquirer, and we had a co-authored piece by Craig Carnarelli talking about this very issue with his co-authors. If you can imagine a vision of this city with the Penn Center for Innovation and all the other activities going on this campus and a number of other campuses all across the city. Our great strength, of course, is in healthcare and education. 35% of the jobs in Philadelphia tied to healthcare and education. And so we talk about and have visions about healthcare innovation funds that, will focus on our strengths and areas of growth. And can you imagine the collaborative approach that we could take and the support from Penn and a number of others, always focused on jobs, always focused on commercialization, always focused on the economy and moving this city forward in ways that we could have never imagined. And I can envision certainly Penn being an excellent partner in that regard. The Penn Center for Innovation is Penn adding to and enhancing a message across the city, across the country, and around the world about the full weight of one of the world's greatest universities standing right there behind it. We've talked about being innovators and creators and makers. Philadelphia is the place for all of that and more. The focus on commercialization of ideas that is being celebrated today at the University of Pennsylvania will be a tremendous asset as we continue to grow and expand the entrepreneurial ranks in Philadelphia and our region. I know that with President Amy Gutmann and the rest of the university as an engaged partner, the city's reputation as an innovation hub and top location for startups will continue to grow all around the world. And so we have much to celebrate today because Pennovation is happening before our eyes. Congratulations, President Gutmann and all the university. Your vision will help us all to see the future of the Penn Center for Innovation. Thank you.
Where resources empower faculty.
Where faculty can think like entrepreneurs.
And entrepreneurs can find partners and thrive.
Where innovation leads to growth and solutions.
Where enduring partnerships are forged with the private sector.
The Penn Center for Innovation is a superconductor for our boundless creative energy. It unifies Penn's researchers and inventors, and it connects them like never before with visionary partners in the business community. With the Penn Center for Innovation, we will translate even more Penn ideas and discoveries into the products, ventures, and services that will change the way people live and thrive.
PCI engages more and more in complementary activities such as new venture creation and corporate partnering.
Penn faculty and leadership have confidently led the way by strongly supporting the creation of new ways to catalyze innovation
across the university, as well as to leverage Penn research and resources for real-world impact.
These factors led to the momentous decision to align and focus PCI efforts to enhance and integrate commercialization activities into a single
integrated organization, a one-stop shop, if you will, that streamlines the abilities of the private sector to interact with Penn faculty and researchers
and creates a unified service model to help university stakeholders engage in a wider array of commercial relationships with public and private sector partners.
The School of Design at UPenn is a place where innovation is at the center of our thinking and the center of what we do. Innovation, research, transferring what we learn and know into things that make life better is what we're all about.
The Penn Center for Innovation's mission is to empower ideas into becoming real-world solutions that return a benefit to society and create real economic opportunity. That translates into companies and jobs right here in Philadelphia.
Penn's not just a member of a global research community. We're a member of a local community. And we're surrounded by a corridor of intellectuals at neighboring colleges and universities, big and small. We can be a hotbed of innovation. We can be a hotbed of entrepreneurial activity. And I think PCI is going to fan those flames.
Patients around the world are waiting for new medicines. Pharmaceutical companies are here to develop them and deliver them. But the ideas for these new medicines are coming from institutions like Penn. PCI is the link that will bring those ideas out and put them in the hands of the pharmaceutical companies to take forward to get to patients. So the work that's being done here is very critical.
We're connectors. We build relationships between students, faculty, entrepreneurs, investors, and the private sector.
I think it's really very important for me, at least as a veterinarian and as a translational researcher, that novel techniques that we are evaluating in patients at the veterinary school are then made available to everybody, to all patients, my patients' dogs, around the country and around the world. That's absolutely key. So it is very important that we have a centre for innovation that will enable these technologies to be applied.
In 2011, I was an entrepreneur in search of a business, and Charlie Johnson, the founder of Graphene Frontiers, was in search of a business manager. And through the connection and catalyst of PCI, they brought us together, and shortly thereafter I became the CEO of Graphene Frontiers. We've been making the world a safer and healthier place with graphene ever since.
PCI was instrumental in helping us form our first partnership with Penn and Gene's lab, and we look forward to many more years of collaboration and many more products ultimately to bring to patients.
We've already started working with PCI and Spark Therapeutics to bring our second target to clinical trial, and we're really excited for the day when, thanks to PCI and Spark Therapeutics, we'll be able to have a product which could help people who are blind.
Increasingly, the very best scientists aren't content with simply discovering things. They want to see their work translated into products that actually make a difference in people's lives. The creation of PCI is allowing Penn to recruit the very best scientists who want to translate and commercialize their discoveries.
I moved to the University of Pennsylvania to develop new cancer therapies. I found that here in Philadelphia we have the best infrastructure in the world to turn new experiments from the bench and translate them into trials in patients.
Our company's worked incredibly closely with the Penn Center of Innovation, and it's been very transformative in accelerating the technologies that we're co-developing.
The University of Pennsylvania has incredible intellectual property. I think it's both good for the economy and good for the university to think consciously about how to commercialize it. That's what the Penn Center for Innovation is all about.
As a physician, it's essential that the discoveries that we make in the laboratory are translated to improve care for patients. What PCI does is helps facilitate the transition of our discoveries in the lab into the marketplace.
Yeah, and Jim, there's absolutely no doubt that as the wonderful work in the Gene Therapy Institute progresses, that the partnerships that we can find and the collaborations that we can find from the bench to the bedside will accelerate and enable future opportunities for patients.
I see the future of Penn completely engaged in what's going on in innovation, and will make a difference in what we do for our students, what we do for our faculty, what we do for our alumni, and what we do in the world, because we're going to be looking at big questions and solving large problems and coming up with solutions that engage in an innovation ecosystem.
Moving forward, realizing the promise of the possible.
The Penn Center for Innovation is where the connection is made.
With a strong commitment from Penn leadership across all 12 schools, the Penn Center for Innovation is an integrated and accessible resource for engaging faculty and corporate partners alike.
The resources.
The entrepreneurs.
The investors.
The faculty.
The idea makers.
The visionaries.
The connection.
not about a place, it's where innovation lives, right here at Penn.
Because discovery at the University of Pennsylvania is not just about a place, it's about our people. It's about creativity and drive. It's about innovation, and innovation lives right here at Penn.
Well, that was terrific. I'd just like to thank our speakers one more time. Dawn, Mayor Nutter, President Gutman, thank you so much for your time. I'd also take one more second to thank Lori and her team for doing a fantastic job. That concludes the program for this after evening. We hope you will now join us in the reception area outside and just downstairs for some refreshments and networking. And thank you all again for attending.